You're about to walk into a room full of people and your heart is pounding. But here's the thing, nobody can actually see that. So what can you do right now to look confident when you don't feel it at all?
How can you act confident when you feel insecure?
Right, so here's the thing, mate. When you're feeling insecure, your body's already in a bit of a state, yeah? Tight jaw, shoulders up around your ears, breathing all shallow. That's your system going into alarm mode. So before you do anything else, you gotta turn that down. Breathe out longer than you breathe in. That's it. Unclench your jaw, drop your tongue off the roof of your mouth, plant your feet flat on the floor. Feels silly, I know, but your body's feeding signals back to your brain the whole time. So if you're standing like a coiled spring, your brain's thinking something's wrong. Straighten your spine up, chin level, not jutting forward. Slow your voice down a little. Not fake, slow, just don't rush it. Speak at half the pace you think you need to. Your voice will stop tightening up, you'll sound steadier, and funnily enough, you'll feel steadier too. Body leads, mate, always has.
How can you act confident when you feel insecure?
Okay, so the thing is, when you feel insecure, your brain is basically predicting something bad is about to happen, right? Like rejection or embarrassment, or someone's gonna push back hard and you won't know what to say and sick. Yeah, that spiral. I know that spiral. But here's what actually helps, and I've thought about this a lot, maybe too much. You shrink the threat down, like make it specific. What exactly are you scared is going to happen? Because vague dread is so much worse than a real problem you can plan for. So you make a little safety plan. If I go blank, I'll pause and ask a clarifying question. That's it, just that. If someone pushes back, I can say, that's fair, here's what I know, and here's what I'll go and check. You're not pretending it won't go wrong, you've got somewhere to go if it does. And that, honestly, that makes everything feel so much less terrifying.
Yes, well, the issue with vague anxiety before a high stakes moment is that it has no structure to push against, which makes it rather difficult to do anything useful with. Now, the solution, and it's really quite straightforward when you examine it, is preparation. Not exhaustive preparation, just enough structure that you're not fumbling around in the dark. 3 points you want to make. One clear example. One specific thing you're actually asking for. That's enough. And then, when you do speak, the language matters enormously. Avoid these absolute claims that, frankly, nobody believes anyway. Instead of saying, you're certain, you say, my current view is, or based on what we've seen so far, it sounds more accurate, which is the thing, because people don't actually read confidence as perfection. They read it as clarity. If you know what you're saying and you say it cleanly, that registers as competence. Put simply, clear is confident.
How can you act confident when you feel insecure?
Oh, friend, I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves to impress people, to perform, to be enough, and that energy, it sort of closes us off, you know? So, one of the most beautiful shifts you can make is just changing what you're actually reaching for. Instead of walking in thinking, I have to impress everyone, you walk in thinking, I just want to contribute one useful thing, one question, one idea, one honest moment. That's it. And then, friend, you start to notice the small wins. You asked a good question. You stayed calm when it got a little tense. You made someone feel heard. And those things matter because your heart needs proof that you can do this. Hope isn't pretending everything is fine and floating along in a cloud of wishful thinking. It's choosing a direction that makes the effort feel worth something. When you aim at something real and reachable, the nerves don't disappear, but the path forward starts to feel a little lighter.
Okay, so wait, here's what's actually fascinating about this. When you feel insecure, all your attention collapses inward, right? You're basically running this constant internal audit. How do I look? Did that land weird? Are they judging me? And that loop is exhausting and it makes everything worse? But here's the thing. What if you just flip the direction of your attention entirely? Like, instead of monitoring yourself, you start genuinely wondering about the other person. What do they actually care about here? What's the real problem they're trying to solve? Ask one really precise question and then listen like you're collecting data. And then, okay, this is the part I love. Treat the whole moment as an experiment. Try one slightly bolder thing. A clearer opinion. A longer pause before you answer. Then just observe what happens. Does it land? Does it not? Because the second you're exploring instead of performing, you stop being self-conscious and you start being present. And present, statistically, always reads as more confident.
How can you act confident when you feel insecure?
My child, Insecurity does not disappear when you stand up to speak. It waits beside you. The ones who seem most at ease have not banished it. They have simply learned not to let it run the room. You calm the body first, just enough that it stops shouting over everything else. Then you make the moment feel a little safer by knowing what you will do if something goes sideways. You find a simple shape for what you want to say, so your mind has somewhere to stand. You choose a small and honest thing to aim for, something within reach. And then you let your attention move outward, toward the people, toward the task, toward what is actually needed. What comes from all of that is not a performance. It is not a mask you wear over the fear. It is a steadier version of yourself, still nervous, perhaps, but present enough to be useful. The confidence was never about feeling certain. It was always about choosing to continue.
If you made it this far, you're gonna want to see what comes next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and click the video on screen now to keep learning more. See you in the next video.